Ito yung nakakabahala. Sabi niya, ang abuso sa pundo, lalo na yung discretionary at ang sinasabi ni Congresswoman Stella Kimbo na kinonfirma na rin nila lahat dyan, in extraordinary fund. Mga kababayan, I'm looking at the message right now. Nakakabahala ito. Every year, hindi po bababa sa between 18 to 20 million ang discretionary fund ng Communist Party of the Philippines through their party list. Hindi ito ino-audit. So, ibig sabihin, we are funding communist terrorism through the three party list operatives na naiwan nila. And we're talking about 22 years na nandyan sila. Imagine they have extraordinary fund, no need of audit or no need of liquidation report as confirmed by former President Duterte and former Congressman and Attorney Harry Roque. Ito po ay abuso at nakakabahala. And dapat lang na busisiin po ito at uunahin natin itong tatlong naiiwan at natitirang operatiba ng CPP, NPA, NDF. Please, unahin natin ito sila COA and make it become a public crusade, and then isunod natin ang mga kurakot na mga politiko sa loob ng Kongreso at kung sino pang mga bahagi ng gobyerno. And even the President, Rodrigo Duterte himself, is offering, simulan nyo rin kami sa Davao, kaming si Inday Sara, ako, busisiin nyo, basta magiging patas at lantad sa publiko po ito. This is a very brave call and long overdue call na dapat gawin ng gobyerno so that the people will have the full trust and confidence to the operations of the government and to the programs na kanilang ipinapatupad, Ma'am Lorraine.
I'm really, honestly, I'm quite shocked.
Ma'am, no?
I'm really shocked.
20 million a year.
Grabe to. And not only that, I mean, apart from that, no, there are two issues kasi here, from as far as I can see, no. Yung una doon, yung biro mo hindi ino-audit ang ganong kalaki ang HOR ay lumalabag mismo, itong mga legislators natin ay lumalabag mismo sa spirit of the law. Of course, they'll say that there is a resolution or a law, diba, that they signed. They were the very same ones who signed into law something that would benefit them and that violated our constitution, diba? Itong transparency. So that to me is the greatest scandal. But what I'm seeing kasi right now is the shamelessness of those who are in power and their impunity and their arrogance that they would not open their books. Para ang naririnig ko sa sinasabi nitong SecGen na ito,
Si Velasco.
ang sinasabi niya dito na naririnig ko sa kanya ay make us. Really? You can do that? You can help? You can make us open our books? They're not gonna do that. You cannot ask for shame from people who are shameless, di ba? You can only ask shame from those who have that capacity. So, what I'm interested in is what is the legal recourse of the Filipino people. Na bigyan mo ng demand na they open their books and that they will be held accountable. I'm also wondering who audits COA ba? Who audits the auditor?
Wala, ma'am.
There's none.
None. Kaya yung hocus-pocus, binanggit din ni Pangulong Duterte sa isang interview niya, COA can also become part of the hocus-pocus because of internal operations.
No, so what we're seeing now, if they do not open the books, these two, no, if COA refuses to audit and the HOR refuses to have an audit, it's really honor among thieves, di ba?
Correct.
And ang pinaka nakakaawa dito ang taong bayan. Pero I don't think that that we should take it. I don't think we should take the stance that we're victims and we're helpless. And
no, we have to do something.
We really should do something that's yun talaga yung call ng ating pangulo, no, ng dating pangulo. I'm also wondering ano yung role na piniplay dito ng presidente ng Republika ng Pilipinas, being the most powerful and being the president of an entire country. Should he not throw the weight of his office and ask that this be done? Kasi it's really quite shocking, no? I mean, kung ako ay leader, mahihiya ako na ganito na nakadikit itong mancha na ito sa akin, no, na magnanakaw pala ako. You do not want that, no? So these are my thoughts right now.
Yes, ma'am. Pero ang naging pahayag ng ating Pangulo kagabi sa kanyang gikan sa masa para sa masa is nanawagan siya. Kasi kung mismo ang COA di rin pagpapayag, ang nandyan sa Kamara, sa Senado, di papayag, nananawagan ng ating former president para magkaroon tayo transparency talaga sa ating Armed Forces of the Philippines. na sila yung magsagawa ng ganitong tulong. Kaya nanawagan rin ng
Sabi
ating
niya, tulungan niyo ako.
pati mga kababayan sa lahat ng sektor ng lipunan. Dito dahil ganyan ka-concern ng ating former president na hindi tayo papayag na niloloko tayo. Kaya kahit nga sa edad niya ngayon, ayaw niya na tumakbo pero mapapatakbo siya dahil sa mga nangyayari ngayon ka Eric. At alam na,
Brother Franco, is doon sa binanggit mo, yung sinasabi mo, papaano makakatulong ang mamamayan at ang armed forces? We can have a people's petition. We can have a people's clamor, Ma'am Loring. There are 3 ways by which the government may act. Number 1, petition in the court or mga proseso sa korte, sa batas. Supreme Court, pwede yan, ma'am. Mag-request o mag-petition for mandamus na manduan ang House of Representatives to open the books and even COA. Number 2, Brother Franco, pwede rin magkaroon ng voluntary na access into information as constitutional mandate ng bawat government official at ng bawat government office. The third one, ito yung tinatawag na direct sovereign petition. Ibig sabihin, the people can make a petition to Speaker Martin Romualdez, to Senate President Zubiri, and to the members of the House na sila ay dapat maging compliant to constitutional mandate of transparency, accountability, and other requirements of information that should be open to the people, including itong sinasabi ni former President na questionable, garboso, abusado, na paggamit ng mga pondo at naiikutan ng COA at ang COA dito sa mga usaping ito. These are scandalous, institutional, serious allegations of corruption na dapat i-address una sa lahat ng House of Representatives leadership